All right, YouTube, we are live. I'm gonna wait for a few people to join. We're a few minutes early for 7 o'clock, but here we are. So I'll just let everybody kind of jump on here, and we're gonna do a few unboxings, and I'm gonna show you some product today. So if you're not watching this live and you're watching this later on, just fast forward a little bit. We'll be doing some stuff here shortly. So we're just waiting for a few people to get on. All right, we got first and a second here. So let's wait for a few people to get on here. We're a little early, but I figured I'd get the show on the road. What's up, everybody? We're just hanging out here at my house. Gonna do a few unboxings, kind of show you some products that I've been working with, and just answer some questions. What's up? So as you can see, I got the magnetic cover off of the door, so we can check out all this stuff. Give you guys a good view of the products that I've been using, and kind of show you what's going on. So since we got a few people started up here, we'll go ahead and start going. SMD, yep, I got an SMD over there. So yeah, so these are the door panels, and these are the magnetic grills. Get you guys a good look here. So since we're gonna go and do the unboxing stuff of these, I figured I'd show you what I do have in my Jeep. So these are Audio Dynamics. It's kind of a newish brand to me, but they're a high-end audio brand, and I've really been enjoying the product, and I've been installing quite a few of them in customer vehicles. So we have 4 levels of these as far as speakers go. They have a 1000, 2000, 3000, and 4000 series. And the 4000 series are like a $1,000 pair of speakers. Super high-end, high quality, keeping up with Focal and all kind of big name brands for the sound quality. So what these are the 3000 series. These are the mids, and those are about a $700 pair of speaker price range. And then these are the corresponding tweeters. So they are pretty nice, silk dome, and really good sounding. And then these are a pair of Neo mids. They're like kind of a higher end. So this is kind of like a 3-way system with active crossovers. So that's what we're running here in the doors. And of course, you guys have seen a lot of photos and videos. These are just a Baltic birch layered up here with a natural stain with some poly mixed in there. So that's kind of the Audio Dynamics equipment we got going on in this. So hopefully most of you get a good view of that before we move on here. And this is that grill with the neodymium magnets, and I know a lot of people were interested in seeing that, so we're gonna just pop this back on. There we go. So there's the passenger side. So now we've got a few people watching. We can go ahead and go over a few of these other products, get you guys a view of this brand, and it's a pretty good brand. So we'll be doing a little bit of work on my Civic finally. It's been a year since I've had any bump in it and anything, so I just grabbed a few little trinkets today in Sacramento. I'm gonna put a voltmeter and kind of get my doubled in fit better with the dash kit. Got a motorcycle going by, 4-channel RCAs, because I'm taking this 4-channel, it's hiding down here. That's Audio Dynamics 1000.4. and it's going to go to power some speakers in my Civic. So this is my little daily beater. Nothing nice about it. It's just a little get-around car. This was the car I used for trunk 5K and DB drag. It was a competitive burp setup. It was doing over a 155 decibel score at 5,000 watts. And now we're going to do something a little different. It's been about a year since I've had anything really in this, so I'm going through and doing all the mids and highs, and we're going to do those 8s I reconed. We're going to do 3 of them in here. The wiring going, and we got a little double din for Pioneer in there. Just got to work on the dash kit. So this is just a daily little car, nothing crazy, but we're going to do some videos on there, maybe show you guys kind of how to do a system on a smaller scale than where the Jeep is at, since I've put a lot of work into this one. So let's go ahead and kind of explain what I'm doing. So I already mentioned the RCAs and stuff for the 4-channel. I'm going to do a voltmeter and work on this dash kit. That's all going in the Civic so that the stereo will fit correctly. Right now it's kind of just put in there. So that's that stuff. I got some sound deadener from Sky High here. Got like 10 sheets of the 80 mil. Kind of keep some stock up on that. Some of these are and some of these aren't going in the Civic. So like this, for instance, is a pair of lower end tweeters. So we'll show you these. These are not going in the Civic. These are for another customer. But you can get these a la carte style speakers where you can order tweeters and things. So these are kind of like a lower end silk dome. Still really good sounding for the price. So I'm working on becoming a dealer, although I won't be able to sell online. This brand doesn't really do that, but I have been doing a lot of local installing. So if you ever had me do a build, I would always be wanting to run a brand like this for mids and highs. So these are the little tweeters. So there's the model number. There's what we got in there. So those are nice little 1-inch tweeter. Moving on, so this is what's one of the sets going in the Civic. We have rear 6x9s. This is the 2000 series. It's their highest 6x9 at the moment. It's a nice coaxial, and get you guys a look. They come with premium grills here, something pretty nice. I really like the grills from this brand. So they're really clean, well put together. These inserts will pop out, so nice grills. And then we look at the driver here. These have been recently updated, so they're a little bit refreshed since the last pair I've had. But there's your tweeter, and then there's the rest of the speaker here. Audio dynamics, and it's got a built-in crossover there for the bass blocker for the tweeter. So these are just a nice set of 6x9s. There's a set below these. So pretty excited to hear what these sound like in mine. Right now I have a pair of Memphis 6x9s, and they sound pretty good too, but I think these are going to really take the cake on that. They're rated for more power and obviously a higher end speaker. So we got those. That's going to be for the rear of the Civic. There's your model number on that. So if you guys end up with questions on audio dynamics, probably can answer it, and hopefully become a dealer at some point. So these are going in the Civic, so we'll do a video with those. Let's continue on with the 2000 series here. These are not going in the Civic. These are for a customer, but this is a kind of view of the component set. Really nice component set. This is a $400 set. So this is that tweeter that we saw over in here. That comes with the 2000 series, and it comes with the little tweeter cups. So if you want to mount on the A pillar or something, there's those, and some other little hardware for a flush mount, surface mount. So it's pretty nice little tweeter, silk dome. These have pretty nice crossovers here. These have been updated too. So you can see this has selectable tweeter options if you want to make them a little more bright or a little more dim sounding. And then we have this mid-range boop, like bump thing going on, so you can give a little more mid-range. These are pretty nice crossovers for really any speaker. So you can see all the components on the boards there, and they're a pretty good size, so I tend to put them under seats and things. So that's probably what I'll do in this install. That's kind of how I do it. So those are the 2000 series crossovers, and then we'll check out the mid here. Comes with the nice grill again, like the 6x9s, but these are since this is a component set, these are just the woofer segment or the mid segment. You can see a pretty nice design, fairly shallow for installation. So those are kind of like the second tier of what Audio Dynamics offers. So that's the 2000 series 6x9 and 6.5 component set. Don't remember the pricing on the 6x9s, but this is a $400 set, and they definitely sound worth it. If you get installs done by me, I can get pricing on these that's a little more competitive, but that's what you'll see online or wherever you're going to find these, you know, anybody who's selling them appropriately. And then the last set I'm going to open up here is the mother of all sets. These are the 4000 series from Audio Dynamics. This is a $1,000 set of speakers, retail, and this will be my front stage in my Civic here. So let's check these guys out. They look very similar to the 3000 series, but if you do a side-by-side test and listen to them, they're they're worth a lot more, and they sound like a lot more than 3000s even. So you gotta have a side-by-side comparison. A lot of the AD dealers will have a display. So it comes with a really nice tweeter here, really cool. And Bobby at Gately Audio gave me these aluminum tweeter mounting brackets, so I can install these on my A-pillars in the Civic, and the tweeter will thread into it, so it's a machined anodized. So that's very cool. And then the tweeter will just sit in there. So I'm trying not to scratch all that stuff. This is the 4000 series and 3000 series crossover. It looks very similar to the other one, but this one has a little bit more going on in it. The settings are pretty much the same here, but a little bit higher quality to match the higher quality of these speakers. So those are pretty nice. And then finally the woofer, which is the best part here, with a very large motor for this type of speaker. So they have a lot of more motor force than even my 3000 series and my Jeep here, but this is the 4000 series. Really nice basket, motor design, spider setup here, push terminals. So these will sound really nice on the good power there. So we'll have that 4-channel from Audio Dynamics running these. So stay tuned, there'll be some videos. I'm slowly getting around to it. The Civic's been kind of out of commission all year. So those go in, and the 6x9s go in, and a 4-channel, and then we'll move on to the 8s that go in the trunk. So we got some trunk space here. I gotta decide exactly how I'm gonna do the layout here. So maybe an amp goes in the side and then a box. So we got some room. So that's kind of the unboxing. So we will work with that. Currently have a set of component focal, the low end focals in here. There's a tweeter, and then the mid is here. And we're running off of deck power right now, and I definitely can do better than these. So I'm pretty excited to run those Audio Dynamics. And this is our Pioneer touchscreen. So, you know, I need to get the dash put in. So that's been a long time coming. But it already sounds decent. I know these Civics usually have pretty good acoustics. So definitely going to be excited for the upgrade. Do a 6 order for the 8s. Well, funny you should say, because that's exactly what I plan to do. If you guys know about Shane's build with the 3DC18s, I'm kind of thinking about mimicking the setup in the trunk here, which should be a lot of fun for you guys to watch. We're going to just shrink it down, and hopefully it will fit, and we'll be using the 3DC8s. So we'll just scale it down, maybe not tune it as low, but something along those lines for the trunk here. We have no idea what time frame that is, because I just put so much money and time into this Jeep and into those speakers. I'm going to be slow going at the Civic. I still need to get an amplifier for the subs, but I have just about everything else, including alternator and some capacitors and things. So yeah, we got 44 watching right now. That's good. A little bit of a lower key video. I didn't really plan to do this today. I was going to do a video about box rise, but I didn't have the time to really put anything nice together to show you guys. But if you guys got any questions now, I guess I can do some answers, and we can clean up these speakers a little bit of Jeep, so they'll stay safe in here. So let's look at everybody's comments. Love the Jeep. Yep, thanks guys. You need to donate the Jeep. It's like mine. Mine's a 4-door. To donate the Jeep. I'm not gonna donate it, I'm keeping it. She's my baby. Chris at Bottom Line Audio, I really panels the door. Well, thank you, man. Tomorrow. Yeah, we're still on for tomorrow. Thanks for reminding me, actually, because I'd forgotten. I was going to do some studying after class tomorrow, but we'll make that work. If you want to, then maybe 4 or 5 o'clock, if that's a good time for you. We'll stay in touch on that one. You know my dad, Ray. That's not on your team. Oh, Ray Maestas. Oh, that's your dad? I was totally confused yesterday with your comment, or the day before. I wasn't sure what he's talking about. Well, cool. Yeah, I like Ray. He's a good guy. Cool. Thanks for watching. Probably wouldn't go live for a video on box race. Seems confusing and long. Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't sure how I was going to go about doing the video on that. Maybe you're right about dedicating a real video. It's not all that complicated as long as everyone's here listening to what I'm trying to explain. But yeah, we got Barbados. Wow, cool. Watching from way over there. Hello, Jeep and Bass. What's up? Awesome in craftsmanship. Thank you. Love watching the work. Thank you. What's a good wall build for ZV518 dual 2s for a lot of wind? I'm not familiar as well with the Sundown product, so it's hard to say, but I know a lot of people doing good things with those, and I like 6-lorders, and I think I saw a build at Surf City that had a ton of the ZV5s, I think they're the new Neo motor design, if I'm correct, and those were doing really good. So I think that's the ZV5, and the 6-lorder will do very well for wind. Okay, let me catch up here. What mid-amp are you going to use in the front, say Civic? Okay, I showed you guys at the beginning, and for some reason it's in the Jeep because we were going to use it, and then I've decided to not use it for the Jeep. So we're going to pull it back out here in a few weeks here. This is the Audio Dynamics 1000.4, up to 1,000 watts, so you get tons of power for 4 speakers. It's going to really drive the speakers and get that clarity we want. And what's great about these amps is they have APEC technology. It's something that they've developed to where when the amp sees clipping, it's going to turn itself down. And I did a customer's car in a Camaro, or installing a Camaro the other day, and I noticed turning up the stereo, you get to a point where the amp, you could actually hear it turn down a little bit, and that could be annoying to some people, but it actually is really nice because it forces you from overburdening your speakers with clipping and such, so it's pretty cool. So we'll be running that amp in the Civic. Okay, next question. Santa Cruz is watching. Cool, thank you. I have to get down there at some point. What kind of batteries are you going to run in Civic? Okay, so the Civic has a full throttle battery under the hood. A little tiny one, not anything like these, but same brand. And then I have 2 banks of capacitors that I have left over from when I was doing SPL competition with this. And those will be right next to the amp driving that. And, you know, it's not like your regular old capacitor. These are the Maxwell Super Caps and have 1,000 farads worth. So, getting back to the comments. Hope to have my system bang like that from Maryland. Yep, takes time. It can be done though. What design program do you use? So I use Torres box designing software, but I don't rely on it to tell me things. It doesn't really tell you things other than what you input. It'll just tell you, hey, this is your this is your box tuning, and this is about the size of your box. So very straightforward calculator. You can get something similar online. It doesn't tell me you know, where the sub's going to peak or how the response looks. That's not something I rely on the computer for. That's something I do through experience. So a lot of it's just math. Can't wait to have a demo. Yeah, we'll do another video or something if you can wait. Video idea, go over box tuning works, different types of box types. Well, I'm no expert on every single box, but I can do that. Tuning is really simple. It's straightforward. I have to come up with a video and go through that. But you can tune boxes. Like, so these 6 orders are basically 2 boxes conjoined, and the way you tune them is just like a regular ported box. You would focus on the bottom chamber as a box with its ports and tune it as such, ignoring the front chamber. And then you come to the front chamber and you tune it like a box that's just by itself. And the tunings do have to correspond, so there's a few variables, but you treat them like 2 ported boxes for the most part. So I'm gonna go do a video on that sometime. Texas in the house. What's up, Texas? What's the price for design? So if you go to JeepAndBass.com, I have a page on there for box designs, and I'm only offering ported at this moment. I explained to you guys last week that it's a little tough for me to find time to do more complicated designs, so I send people over to like Bassaholic Productions and other places online. So I just don't want to get bogged down, so I stick to just ported, and I haven't been doing tons of them. So Michigan, what's up? Columbus, Ohio, what's up? Best ratio for 6. That's all dependent on the sub and what you're going for. I like to be around 1-to-1 for my builds. It just seems to work. If you want to smash the lows, that back chamber can get bigger than the front. If you want well-rounded, 1-to-1 to even 1 to 1.25 works pretty good. The bigger the front chamber is, the higher the notes are gonna, it's gonna be louder on the higher end. Kind of works that way. I'm no expert. What amp size are you gonna run the 8s with? I'm thinking a DC Audio 2K for 3/8 is probably a good combination. I can run it at, I believe, 1.33 ohms. If I do it right, this should be a good one. RCAs, I use the Sky High RCAs. These right here are the cheaper. I have, as long as you route them right and they're not getting a bunch of alternator whine noise from other wires, cheap ones are fine. I run the premium RCAs in the Jeep, so they look more like these ones. They have the Tech Flex on them, and these are the cheap ones. I have a set of cheapos, but the nicer ones here, actually you twist them to unlock them. They're supposed to spin. They have these little grippy teeth, and then when you put them back on, you spin them back and tighten them down, so they kind of clamp on. So those are the nice ones from Sky High, triple shielded and all that. And then this pair right here is a cheaper set. And then, so that's what's going on right there. But yeah, so I run the Sky High RCA. I don't speak too much Spanish. Something about a question I can't answer. What FS matter on the talk type? Yeah, FS. They say not to really tune below your FS too much because the sub's not going to want to get down there too much. But essentially, FS is the natural frequency of the cone and all the parts moving. It's the natural frequency of the sub if it's in midair. And it also happens to be where you have the most impedance rise of a subwoofer. Cancel. What subs do you use in Civic? The DC Audio M3/8s that I reconed in previous videos. They're still sitting around, so I'm going to be putting 3 of them in here in a 6 order, and that should be fun. They're going to face, I want them to face butts up on a shelf style, kind of like in the wall build I just did. If I can pull that off in here. I don't know if I'll physically have enough room. So they'll be inside a 6th order, kind of like how my Jeep is. Hi, Jacob. Congratulations, wins the door. Yeah, I got the door contest. Technically, Bobby Gately won that because he entered, because they were his doors that he built. But I got the chance to share with you guys and promote those a little bit. Just to clear up any misconception, I did not build these. This is Bobby Gately. The only parts I really helped in were the first day we kind of laid it out, and then the last day when I stained and worked on the final touches on this and installed them. So I did have some part in it, but I'm chalking this up to a Bobby Gately at Gately Audio of Sacramento. He did an awesome job. And if you guys are anywhere in the West and could drive out to him for something extravagant like that, he's totally the guy. Or if you even wanted to have me do some work for you, that'd be really cool. So I would love to see a video on 6 orders. Well, I'm kind of still learning as I go. I'm getting better at them every time. There's no real set way to do these. I just recommend anybody in the audio world who wants to get better with box designing and building is just do it. Just go out and practice. Get cheap materials if you got to start out, and familiarize yourself with how things work. Things online aren't always true, so that's why I always tell you with caution of things that I know, because maybe they're not always true. I just have learned through experience, and I'm still pretty young at this. This is my 7th real year of kind of dabbling in car audio, and I've picked it up pretty well now. And I'm still learning, so every time you got an opportunity to learn, take that. I'd recommend going out to shows a lot and talking to the people who have successful builds, big and small, because I can still learn a lot from small systems too. You know, people go to shows and they expect these to have all the attention, where I like to devote some time to smaller builds. I got in a trunk build the other day that was pretty cool, and really enjoyed it, and we talked about design, and that was fun. And you know, so you can learn from anywhere, but be careful with the information. The internet is full of misinformation. So what's up, Brian? What do you think the Jeep weighs? That's a good question. I have not officially weighed it, but just off of the equipment I have in and the stock weight, plus the little added weights of other things, I would assume it's around 5,500 pounds. So it's pretty hefty weight for a unibody vehicle, but it carries it well. We have done some work on suspension and have more in the future. And we got these new tires on here, just a set of 31s. I'm afraid to ever lift this much taller. People are always like, you should lift the Jeep. I'm like, well, I like to drive the Jeep. So with the weight and the center of gravity being where it is, I avoid that. So let's see. Will you be running a fan or two? Yeah, probably. I'm not aiming to put a huge load on the amps in the Civic. I'm kind of choosing amps a little bit bigger than the job that they have to do, which is always good, because you can use the amps for upgrades later on. They'll still do the job. But yeah, ventilation's a big deal. The Jeep has a lot of ventilation problems when I'm driving. I have these amps working very hard, and they're wired very low in impedance. And the setup really isn't very good for thermal heat dissipation, especially my third one that always hides back here. There she is. That one gets very warm, and I've tossed some fans on it, on these bottom two, to kind of get air to exchange. And the third one kind of convects out. But when the hatch is closed, that is a sealed environment, and once everything gets kind of heat soaked, you know, everything shares the heat from each other and it can't escape. You get things pretty hot. The other night I had this 4-channel go into protection because it got too warm. So it's something I'm gonna have to address when I do a little more building on the Jeep, is getting air in and out of it to cool those down. The Civic shouldn't be as much of a problem, but definitely want to keep that in consideration on any build. Thank you for a compliment. How much you pick your ohms on your amp for your box rises? I wire low to beat out my box rise. Although I don't recommend that for everyone, but that's how I do it. And every box will be different. I've been told bilge pump motors for boats work well. Puts a lot of voltage. I don't know how that works. That might be something worth researching. Some way to pump air in and out. I don't know if bilge pumps need primed with water or not. I don't know how that goes. If you can just use the motors or what, but that's an interesting idea. I'm still wrapping the incrementor audio leaf injector. Oh, wow. Oh, you bought that, I remember. No, wait, no, did you buy it? Yes, you bought it from, I don't remember what happened. But yeah, that sub's pretty good. I had some fun with that one. What is this door contest? So there's a Facebook page called Doors for Days. You can check it out. And they do a contest every month on the best doors. And we entered last month's, and luckily we got the win. The motors themselves, yeah, just the motors, yeah. Maybe hook them up with a fan ventilation system. I don't know. You can go pretty crazy. Yes, Bonanza. Yep. Yeah, love your videos. Want to know how you go about port area and 6-order. This is just me. I'm sure it's a very debatable topic that I might either lose or win the debate, but I'm finding that my 6-order is like about 5 to 6 square inches of port area in the rear and about 20 to 21 in the front. That's just kind of what I found. I think actually mine's a little less. Mine's closer to 19 in the front, but that's why you gotta play with them. Congrats, what's going on in the car? So we were talking about this earlier. If you just joined, everybody, we're doing a dash kit and some little things. We've got the 6x9s going in, and we got a pair of components going in, similar to what's in my Jeep, but the next series up, which would be this one. So those are going in and running on a nice 4-channel. So there'll be a lot of videos, and we got some sound deadener and things. We actually have a shop that we've been putting together, and we've been stocking up an inventory. So we have over $1,400 worth of sky-high car audio in stock, and we're going to start stocking the audio dynamics. DC might stock a little bit. We got a few subs, but we can get those shipped here pretty quick. So the trunk, if you guys just joined, thinking about doing a 6-order in the trunk too, with my 3 DC audio 8s that I had reconed in previous videos. So that's what's going to be back there, running on a DC 2K probably. Yep, Bobby's a good guy. It's an SMD for the ween. You got an SMD for that tattoo, that's awesome. On the East Coast. Alright, I don't know what I'm going to do about that, because the Jeep is good for driving, but it's hard to get away that long to be able to bring this thing out to the East Coast. I am way smack dab in the West. I'm about 2 hours from the ocean. I am as close to the Pacific as you can get. So, well, without being there. I mean, that's a river, Sacramento River, that goes to the Bay Area. So getting out to the East is a little hard. But once I get out of college and all that fun stuff, maybe we will venture out to Slam or something. I don't know if I want to get a trailer or what, but yeah, see, I only knew your Instagram name. I feel really bad right now. I'm bad with names, so I'm sorry. But yeah, you still got the incrementor. That's good. So the Civic, more of SQ. Yeah, more of SQ vehicle. It went from SPL to SQ soon, hopefully, because I drive this thing a lot. And like, I'm not saying this is a nice car whatsoever. It's my little beater. It needs paint and stuff, but it is good for gas mileage, and it's fun, and it's got a 5-speed and VTEC, and I pretend it's fast. And I spend about 2 to 3 hours a day driving this, and I want something that sounds better than head unit power on some cheap speakers. It's a long time coming. So we're gonna do that. Fun stuff. Just a matter of finding time. That's all it is. But I would say the Jeep's on the big end for getting done. For now, I'm pretty close to being happy with the system. We just need to do some wiring and things. So this car is kind of on my done list for the most part right now, with the paint job and the tires and the build, which is nice because it's never done, but at least it's at a stopping point for now. Let's see, what's the Jeep tuned to? It's 24 in the rear and 48 in the front. It looks clean. Yeah, thank you. That's what we wanted. We wanted something that drives down the street and looks clean and simple. So there's kind of the view of it. We got a little bit of a sunset going on out here. Oh wow, that looks cool. See that, guys? Saw my little place out here, out by the river, and it's pretty nice out here. So I'm just enjoying a end of summer night, giving you guys a live update. Turn on our lights for the subs. No demos today. We're just talking, showing you guys the product and kind of my plans, since I said I would. We'll try to do this more often. I was thinking every Tuesday we'll do a live video, and we'll try to get the audience to grow a little bit, and we'll come up with topics or something. So we'll try to do some stuff. But yeah, it's a pretty nice place. We're in Northern California. Sadly, I'm in California, but here I am. But we got the best slice of it, and there's not too much smoke out tonight, so that's good. It's been pretty smoky. Dual art setup, 2-door XJ. Okay, so the thing with the Jeeps and the alternators is they changed the brackets for the AC compressor after 90. So this is a 1990 Cherokee. Between 87 and 90, you will have my setup, and any newer than that is going to be different, but you can put your alternator in the same spot. So we're going to get this hood open. Bear with me, guys. One-handed. Okay, we're up. Okay, so for your question on the alternators, 87 through 90 is going to look just like this setup, although you can't really see much. I wish I could turn on a light or something. Don't know that I can. Here we go. Okay, so if you can see, I can't see. There's a view of the AC bracket. This bolt, and there's a bolt over here, the same, that goes all the way through the bracket. And it's really simple. I just made little feet to go off my alternator that bolt to the alternator too. So you can see there, feet, and they go through the main bracket. This is for 87 through 90, very easy. This is like a Chrysler large case, I believe. It's got 4 feet on it. This is JS 370. So hit them up and say, hey, I want one like JeepAndBass has. They'll know what you need. That's for 87 through 90 Jeep Cherokee with the 4-liter. And then down below is the stock location with the stock style of case ears on it. It's a different case, but it bolts the same. If you guys are like 91 and up, I don't have much to help you with because the brackets change and you have to do a more of an elaborate install. So that's about all I can tell you on the alternator. Gateway port for the win, yeah. Sounds good. I don't know if you actually sat in here and heard it the other day, but it sounds really good. I got you on topics, dude. Yes, you do. We'll get some good topics going. Looking forward. We love it, videos. Yeah, thanks, guys. It's not always easy to find time for videos because I'm very, very busy. Every single day is something new, and I hope to continue. I try to do once or twice a week if I can. So yeah, so the Civic had a JS 240 in it, self-exciting, and I bought that used, and that was what was in here when I was doing SPL with it, and the bearing started drying out and making noise because it spins pretty good on here. So I sent it in the JS and got it back. That was about 8 months ago, and it still hasn't gone back in because I haven't had to need it. So I have a JS 240 to throw in here. So nice little alternator. Are you upgrading? Yeah, so that's that question. Thanks for demo at Surf. Yeah, no problem. That's what we went for. Just demo this thing. All good. I live in Cali, 2 hours from Ray and Street Bobby. Yep. You're 2 hours from there? Man, I didn't know you were that far. I thought you were right in Sacktown. not to be nosy. Oh, no, you're good. Oh, you didn't hear it, yeah. I didn't stay very long on Sunday at the show. Oh, you're by Bobby's shop? Then... Oh, 2 hours from me. Okay, yep, that's about right. I was like, 2 hours from Sacramento? I wasn't reading that right. What subs are you using in the Civic before? Okay, so this was a SPL only vehicle at a few points after I had the 12 out. We had two JVF Customs 15s. We used both his 3.2 ferrite motor, and then we swapped out for his neodymium radial design Neo sub, which was what I ultimately used at finals. And I did 155.4 decibels at 4,800 watts at like 53 hertz, so SPL. But to break a 55 out of the trunk on that kind of power was my ultimate goal, and that was a lot of fun. And we got second place right behind Kevin Crawler's wife. She had a pretty built car, and he built it, and he's a longtime competitor. And we lost by about 0.8 decibels. So I got beat by a girl last year. And since then, I've kind of grown out of doing that with this car since I have to drive it. And that system was very heavy and not musical. But we had our fun there. So now we're going to run the DCs and do something musical. And those little 8s actually will do some work. So we're going to have some fun with those. But here's our trunk space. Yeah, that's pretty, it was a lot of work, I can say that, as far as getting a score like that. It was doing a 158 Outlaw style also on 5,000 watts. So that was my dabbling around with SPL with this car. And the Jeep came from SPL at one point. If you guys remember back when I had the flat wall with the 218s, it was a 162. And I decided I wanted more of a demo-friendly vehicle, so we did the 6 order. And that's what we got. So we're losing daylight here. I still got to put these speakers away. The sound in there, I don't know where that's going. We're going to put all the audio stuff in the Jeep tonight. So I'll be in Chico tomorrow. Rusty and Justin are amazing. Yep, those are good guys. Love those guys. Rusty at DC and Justin at DC. I talk to them very often. What will be your goal on music? I don't know. I hate when I set myself an SPL goal because then that's when I stray away from music. I don't know. It'd be nice to be in the mid 40s or low 40s. Probably realistically low 40s at best, like with a window down or something. For 3/8, I don't know. It's a 6 order band pass, so it's definitely going to be not as loud as a ported might be or something like that. When are they going in? Well, I don't know. As soon as I can. Sooner the better, because it's been too long. We're talking like a whole year of driving this thing with no bump. That is terrible. So, yeah, pretty long here. We're getting that 45-minute mark. I think I'll cut you guys off and say goodnight. I want to go in and get a shower and relax. I was working at Bobby Gately's shop today, and I'm covered in sawdust, and my sinuses are killing me. So, good. I just gotta get this put away. I don't want to put it yet. And the mosquitoes are starting to come out. There's our engravings. The live streams. Okay, that's good. I mean, I don't know if they're boring or not. We only got 34 people at this point, but I got to come up with some topics next time. I just been going crazy trying to keep up with school right now. I'm taking 16 units at it's my last year, and I'm trying to graduate. And keeping up with videos and stereos and work is a lot to juggle. But as soon as this will get some stuff in it, and it's going to be loud. Or louder, so that's good. Need to fix the license plate rattle. But yeah, my little daily beat with something cheap to get around with. A nice little 5-speed and all the fixings. Yeah, so we got the double din and put a dash kit in it because you can see around the edges here. Don't have a dash kit. And we'll run some wires and a voltmeter and all the good stuff. So we'll do some videos on how to actually just do a whole system. I still have to do the big 3 on this thing too, so we can do that. Give you guys a idea how it's done on a car. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up for tonight because it looks like it's getting wrapped up too. It's getting dark and the mosquitoes are out and they're trying to bite. So we're gonna say good night, YouTube. And I appreciate it if you liked and subscribed and hit the bell notification so you can always see videos coming through. And we'll try to keep bringing them coming. And I know a lot of the other YouTubers have been slowing down in recent years. I hardly see videos from anyone anymore. I mean, there's like Old Base, I forget the rest of that, Old Base 40 posts a lot, and a couple others. But for the most part, we're not seeing huge amounts of videos anymore. So I hope to fulfill some of those needs so you guys can still watch on YouTube, because that's how I learned coming up. So anyway, just appreciate if you guys continued watching the channel and keep updated for future stuff. So we're gonna go ahead and let you guys go. I gotta put the sound deadener away and lock up the Jeep here for the night, but we'll get you a last look. And if you can kind of see me in the light here, I'm gonna sign off here. I'm just gonna close the Jeep down, and you know, we'll check in next time. So thanks guys.